Welcome to the Namibia Oil and Gas podcast, your weekly gateway to the latest news and developments shaping Namibia's dynamic oil and gas sector. It's Friday, 25th April 2025, and I am Taniel Tokoses.
And I'm Anthony Case.
With the latest news, updates, and insights from the Namibia oil and gas industry. Let's dive right in.
Erongo Offshore Safety Conference. Industry unites for safety.
Hyphen's green hydrogen skills Census launches.
ReconAfrica Preparing to Spud Prospect 1.
Grand Gulf Energy enters Namibia's Walvis Basin.
ReconAfrica and ANPG launch joint exploration project in Angola.
TechnipFMC and UNAM team up to expand subsea engineering skills in Namibia.
NAMCOR announces light oil discovery at Capricornus 1X well in Orange Basin.
New Namibian Government Sets Vision for Energy Future at NIEC 2025.
Namibia's oil and gas industry is evolving. Are you ready to lead the way? RD Namibia Energy Consultancy is your trusted partner in natural resources media management, data analytics, and stakeholder engagement. We're building a first-of-its-kind resource hub, shaping the future with cutting-edge digital assets. Whether you're a local enterprise or an international investor, now is the time to connect. Partner with RD and navigate Namibia's energy sector with confidence. Visit www.namibiaoilandgas.com today.
Namibia is set to host the first ever Erongo Offshore Safety Conference on the 1st and 2nd May 2025 in Walvis Bay. Organized by the Namibian Association for Offshore Oil and Gas Service Providers, the event will bring together oil and gas professionals from Namibia, Angola, Ghana, Norway, Brazil, and beyond. The theme of the event is Driving Offshore Safety Through Collaboration. The conference, which opens on International Workers' Day, will address the themes such as FPSO safety, radiation safety, process safety, cybersecurity, training, safety culture, and much more. Det Norsk Veritas is the official technical advisor for the event. Namibian Association for Offshore Oil and Gas Service Providers will also sign an MOU with Angola's AECIPA to promote regional cooperation, develop shared HSE frameworks, and strengthen supply chain.
Hyphen Hydrogen Energy has launched a skills census aimed at building a database of available skills in Namibia to help meet the needs of the country's new green hydrogen industry. This initiative forms part of a broader national skills audit for the Hyphen project, which is expected to create up to 15,000 construction jobs and 3,000 permanent jobs once fully operational. Namibians are encouraged to scan a QR code and submit their training and employment history. The process is voluntary and anonymous, and it gives Namibians a chance to be part of the Hyphen database. With a comment on this, Martin Wilkinson, Senior Economic Development Manager at Hyphen.
Hyphen Hydrogen plans to produce 2 million tons of ammonia each year at the largest hydrogen producing plant in Africa. The construction period will be about 4 years, and we want to ensure maximum Namibian participation. So while we're working with the Ministry of Labour, NTA, NQA colleagues to get data on occupations and experience of our workforce in Namibia, we are launching our skills census to make sure that people have an opportunity to register themselves to be counted, whether they're welder, carpenter, turner, fitter, instrumentation, whether they're in occupational health and safety, in the medical area. We want to know who they are, where they are, what experience they have, what qualifications they have, so we leave no one behind in terms of skills development, training programs, and employment.
Martin Wilkinson, Hyphen Senior Economic Development Manager, emphasized that the skills census is essential for understanding current skill levels and identifying areas where training is needed.
ReconAfrica has announced that preparation and pre-construction activities are progressing for the drilling of Prospect 1 in PEL 73. Prospect 1 is targeting up to 365 million barrels of oil or 1.9 trillion cubic feet of natural gas and will be drilled to a depth of 3,800 meters with optional casing to 4,200 meters. The structure is located near the Nangopho discovery. This will be the company's most material well drilled to date. Earlier this year, ReconAfrica completed its first Damara Fold Belt test well at Nangopho, confirming over 50 meters of reservoir and multiple source intervals. Hydrocarbon shows were observed and lab tests confirmed light oil, giving the company confidence to proceed with its second well. The drilling schematic is complete and all logistic and timelines are on track.
Grand Gulf Energy has secured a 70% working interest in Block 2312 in Namibia's Walvis Basin through a farming agreement with Erongo Pty Ltd. NAMCOR will retain a 10% interest and local Namibian company TSE Oil and Gas will hold the remaining 20%. Grand Gulf has appointed Havoc Services Pty Ltd as its technical advisor. Block 2312 is located south of Chevron's PEL 82 in a region of increasing offshore activity. The block is adjacent to acreage operated by Shell, Chevron and Total Energies and was previously explored by Chariot with potential for over 1.1 billion barrels of oil. Grand Gulf raised $700,000 to fund its entry into Namibia and plan to develop a global frontier exploration strategy, beginning with its Namibian license.
ReconAfrica has signed an MOU with Angola's natural oil regulator, ANPG, for a joint exploration project in the Etosha-Okavango Basin in southeastern Angola. This move adds 5.2 million acres in Angola to reconnect Africa's existing 6.3 million acres in Namibia, expanding its presence in the Damara Fold Belt and Rift Basin plays. The company will hold an 80% working interest, with Sonangol holding 20%. Over the next 24 months, ReconAfrica will conduct geological studies, a seep survey, and plan for seismic work. The agreement supports its strategic growth and aligns with its ESG and employment goals for the region.
TechnipFMC has signed an MOU with the University of Namibia to develop specialized courses in subsea engineering and project management, aiming to build local skills and support the country's growing energy sector. This follows a similar agreement with NAST last year. The partnership is part of TechnipFMC's broader commitment to workforce development in Namibia, which the company sees as a key to unlocking the nation's energy potential. The announcement comes after TechnipFMC continues to secure major international contracts, including recent deals with Equinor in Norway and Shell in Brazil.
NAMCOR, in partnership with Rhino Resource, Azul Energy and Chorus Investments, has confirmed the discovery of light oil at the Capricornus 1X exploration well located offshore Namibia in PEL 85. Drilled using the Noble Venturer drill ship, the well reached a total depth of 4,957 meters and encountered 38 meters of net hydrocarbon pay with no water contact. A production test showed a surface constrained flow rate exceeding 1,000 barrels per day, with the oil measuring 37 degrees API and minimal associated gas. Rhino Resources CEO Travis Smith-Hard praised the successful campaign, calling the result a testament to exceptional execution in a complex geological environment. The well has been temporarily plugged and abandoned, with post-drilling analysis now underway to determine the next phase of the exploration strategy. With a comment on this, Utara Oveka, Public Relations and Communications Specialist at NAMCOR.
NAMCOR and Rhino Resources announced the discovery of light oil at Capricornus 1X well in Petroleum Exploration License 85 offshore Namibia in the Orange Basin, namely Block 2914. Wireline logging operations were conducted extensively, enabling the acquisition of sidewall cores and hydrocarbon samples. In addition, a production test was carried out across the light oil bearing interval, confirming a service constrained flow rate exceeding 11,000 stock tank barrels per day on a 40/64 choke. The light crude oil is estimated at 37 degrees API with minimal associated gas, less than 2% carbon dioxide, and no hydrosulfide. Fluid samples collected during testing will undergo further lab analysis.
The 7th Namibia International Energy Conference was opened by Prime Minister Dr. Elijah Gurare, who delivered President Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah's keynote address. The president reaffirmed Namibia's commitment to local content, good governance, and a responsible transition from discovery to production. Over 1,000 delegates attended the event. Energy leaders including NAMCOR, Galp, Chevron, and Shell emphasized the importance of infrastructure, collaboration, and local content development. Government highlighted plans to position Namibia as a regional energy hub, exporting strategic energy commodities and fostering regional integration. Petroleum Commissioner Maggie Shuno called for PPPs to build infrastructure and unlock new exploration opportunities. Expert noted the importance of inclusive development, training, and the role of institutions like Petrofund in coordinating local capacity building. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Namibia Oil and Gas podcast. If you would like to contribute with news and information, please contact us at info@namibiaoilandgas.com. For more news, information, resources, and updates of the week, visit www.namibiaoilandgas.com. Join us next time as we continue to explore the top stories driving Namibia's energy future.